on this episode of It's Just Miss Beast because the boss is at the gym. I'm going to show you guys how I prepare our raw dog food. So, as you can see, I have an abundance of things here. So the first thing I'm going to do is blend up the beef liver in the food processor. So this is really simple. I used to spend hours, no, I'm not even lying right now. I used to manually cut all of these livers into tiny little pieces when I first started doing this, not knowing the entire time that I had a food processor that would easily just chop this shit up in literally 10 seconds. Needless to say, it wasted a lot of time and a lot of energy. So just like that, throw the beef liver in there, hit pulse. I just get it into a nice, you'll see when I pour it out, it's like chunk, it looks like paste, but it's not, they're chunks. It's really gross. Wouldn't recommend eating this, but the dogs love it. Alright, so that's one bowl. So I'm doing a double batch today because we're fresh out of food and we're going to be out of town for a couple of days, so rather than having to do all this when we get back, I just make a double batch today, and that'll last us about, I like to say 2 weeks, but I am probably overshooting there. Alright, place that back. I have to get it exactly in the hole. And the same thing, this is just another bag of beef liver. I had to buy two separate ones because they didn't have the, this is the fresh kind, the other one's a frozen one. They only had one bag of the fresh when I was at Walmart, is where I buy it at. I can't find it anywhere else. So. Alright, same thing, just hit pulse on the food processor, it'll grind it all up. That consistency looks better than the frozen one, but same purpose. We've had these pups since they were babies, and I fed them like this from, yeah, the whole time we've had it. I mean, we started with like half dry food, half raw food, only because they were being fed raw at the place we got them from. So we had to break them into this, but their skin is so beautiful and they're nice and big, and I don't know. They're beautiful dogs, so I feel like the way we feed them is directly related to the way they look and their energy levels and their overall longevity. I think they'll live longer because they don't eat that garbage processed crap food. But, I mean, growing up, my dogs always ate dry food and there was never any problems. I just feel like I've started this, so now I can't stop it. So, they're only 2.5, so I've got a long, we'll say, 12 to 15 more years of doing this. But, alright, let's get rid of this so we have the counter space to get the bowls over here. Alright, so don't mind my beautiful bowls. They are only used for this process. Alright, so we're going to start with, I use 73/27 beef, the cheapest kind. I buy it at Walmart. It's lovely. People always look at me like, are you going to eat that? No, it's for my dogs. I actually did have 2 old ladies ask me a couple weeks ago when I was putting it in the cart, and they're like, are you eating that? No. Alright, so we'll go bump. And everything. Alright, and then I'll just break this up with a spatula. I let the meat sit out for a few hours before I do this so that it's not so refrigerator cold and it's easier to work with. If it's too cold, it's hard to break it up and whatnot. And they're dogs, so it's not going to hurt them. We deworm them on a routine, what do they say, like every 6 months or so. So, or if I notice anything, because I'm also the pooper picker upper. Rafe handles the training part of it, the walking them part of it. I do the food and the poop. The food and the poop picker upper. All right. So, next, we use Total cereal. This just has a lot of vitamins and minerals, fiber, all the good stuff. So I do 3 cups in each bowl. And then we use oatmeal, another carb source. Another 3 cups of this. These are quick oats. You can use regular oats. It doesn't really matter. This is just what I could find at Sam's Club. They didn't have. At Costco, I buy the old-fashioned oats. Sam's Club, quick oats. It doesn't matter. Then, wheat germ, the next ingredient. Good source of vitamins A and E. Dogs are just as important as humans. We have to take care of them. Give them their vitamins and minerals. So we do 12 tablespoons in each bowl. Wheat germ is usually in the cereal aisle at the grocery store, and it's kind of, every time I go, it's hidden. I have to like search high and low for it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And the next ingredient, coconut oil. I just buy whatever is available in a big jar. This is what I found at Sam's Club. And then I've already melted it into a cup for easy use. It's got to be melted, otherwise it's not going to mix. And I do like 6 to 8 tablespoons. This cup is not pouring well. 4, 5, 6. We'll go right in the middle. We'll go 7. The coconut oil is supposed to be good for their coat, so it's nice and shiny. And then molasses. This is for the sweetness, so that it's tasty and they're interested in eating it. I don't think they would not be interested in eating anything, but give me that molasses. So we do 4 tablespoons in each bowl. I always do this after the coconut oil so the spoon is nice and greasy, otherwise this stuff sticks to it. It's thick. There's a little bit left in there. Just put it all in here. Alright, next thing. I buy the cheapest canned chicken I can find. Of course, like if you watched our cooking video with the Boss and the Beast, if we have raw chicken, we throw that in just as a little treat on top. But for the sake of making it easy, I just buy this canned chicken when I make the large bulk amounts of food. So I do 2 cans, and these are 12.5 ounce cans, so 2 in each bowl. And then 3 eggs in each bowl, and with the shell and everything. So I just put all 3 in there. And then use my spatula to break them. Then get out my dog rubber gloves. I have to mix this with my hands, and I don't really want all of that all over me. So now get to mixing. So I literally just grab it all and just start mixing it together. I try not to make a mess. The Red Bull works a lot easier. All right, and then repeat the same thing over here. Just get it all mushed together. All right, so that's what it should look like. We have a couple more ingredients. I'm just gonna move us to a different counter where I have the rest. So very carefully take both bowls over here. And there's the beef liver. And then I used chopped baby spinach. It's frozen, but I let it sit out for a few hours so it thaws. So we just put half of the bowl in each of the big bowls. I just kind of eyeball it. And then same thing with the spinach. 1 bag, half of the bag in each bowl. And then repeat the same mixing process. Just get it all mushed in there together. This bowl. Alright. And just like that, their food is made. Now I just throw it in these big Tupperwares over here. One of these Tupperwares usually lasts about, the big ones last about 3 days. The little one only lasts like probably a day and a half. just like that. That's all I do for the dog food. I'm going to repeat that whole same process all over again for the double batch. But same exact thing. I will post all the ingredients and all the directions in the description. So ding the bell, give us a like, leave a comment, tell me it's awesome. Start feeding your dogs raw if you want them to look like badasses. I mean, they're just as important as humans.